First up is Samantha. I'm using my 2018.2. You're welcome to as well, just because I'm having too many problems with my 2015. So just checking the rig, make sure everything is working. Okay, yeah, that's looking really good. Yeah, the character looks good. Everything seems to be working well. So yeah, nice work. Next up is Jared, and yeah, character looks really good. Like the colors and the style. It's nice. Let's just make sure everything seems to be working okay. Not so good. Okay, and a little bit of waiting issue there. Okay. So let's just tackle these one at a time. Okay. So this is parented to the joint. And so this should be parented to this one. So I'll select that. Should select the joint P for parent. And oh yeah, there's a couple other ones. So this to this one, P for parent. And what was the other thing that was moving? This guy to this joint, P. Okay, let's see, that's better. And this. Okay, the next thing is that these boots are tugging on each other. Now, this issue of that knee poking through the leg really requires some additional isoparms, because there's just not enough detail there for it to form, because it's just the one on either end. So what I would do is, let's select these. I'm going to isolate selected. I will delete history, edit delete by type history, which will get rid of the skin cluster. And I'll select the top and bottom isoparm, and from the surfaces menu I will do insert isoparm options, and I'll set that to between selections, and let's say maybe 8. Apply, and let's repeat that for this one, and let's unisolate those, and then I'm going to select these, and I'll just select the appropriate joints, probably the knee joints and the ankle joints should be sufficient. And then under rigging or animation, as the case may be, depending on the version of you're using, I'll do bind to selected joints, and I'll probably, closest distance is probably fine. Let's see if that works. Okay. Well, actually, I think it is a little bit better, because it's not, remember before it was poking through the front of the boot, and now it's not doing that anymore. It's not kind of bending as much as I thought it would, but it does seem to have solved that. You could adjust the weights on the back if you wanted to, like, for example, these guys. I can go into the paint weights tool. I can do right mouse click, paint, skin cluster weights, and right knee. Just have those a little bit less with the right knee, so I could say maybe scale value of 0.75 or 0.5, maybe half. Well, you can see that got a little darker, and let's see if that moves any better. Oh, nah. That's actually acting really weird. I don't know where to put the weights. Let's see, Windows, General Editors, Component Editor. You know what? I think the problem is I didn't include the hip in the bind originally. Let me do that again. I'm going to delete history off these again. And this time when I bind them, I will include the hips, so some of the weight can go to the hip and the knees and the ankles. And skin, bind skin, options, selected joints, bind. Okay, so let's see if that's any better right off the bat. I mean, I don't love it, but you see how it doesn't penetrate the back of the knee anymore, and actually we're getting a more rounded thing on the front of the knee, although maybe, you know, it's still poking through, so I might take like this point here where it seems to be poking through. Actually, let's go to a frame where it is poking through so we can fix it. And let me just isolate this for a second, and let's start with, whoops, I think this point here, and in the paint weights tool for the knee, we will, let's just add a little bit at a time, add value of 0.1, just flood that a little bit at a time. Huh. Didn't do anything. Right knee. Maybe it needs to move less. Maybe it needs to move more with the hip. Okay, yeah, that's better. Let's unisolate. Oh, how is that worse? I guess I need to, it's less those points and it's more these top points, so I'm gonna grab those guys, paint weights tool, and add a value of 0.1 to the knee. Show this other stuff. It's kind of, that's all the way. Might have to do some of the neighboring ones. You know, like this and that one. I'm pretty quickly just making them all move with the knee. See if that helps with those. Just adding 0.1 at a time, that seems to be helping. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. Yeah, there's still a little bit of that. Anyways, you can continue playing with that until you get, you know, he might not, or she might not, you know, move the foot that much. Is this frozen? No, it's just some weird value. Great. Okay. What else? Oops. Wait, is this... Are these not working? Did you lose the IK thing here? I don't see the IK on the arms. Did that go away? Select all by type IK handles. There's no arm IK anymore. That's really a shame. I'm thinking maybe you accidentally deleted that, which is unfortunate. Let's see if I can remember how to. There's like a little trick to it because there's this thing where, so you make the IK handle skeleton, create IK handle, and you'll want to use a rotate plane solver, and you do it from here to here. It's flipping. Nope. Well, that's interesting. Why isn't the hand moving with it if it is controlled by those joints? Surprised that when the arm is flipping like that it's not it's weird that the hand leaves that. Oh, unless I wonder what happens when I do this. No? What is this parented to? Oh, it's parented to that joint. So we will have to unparent this. I'm going to select the hand, unlock it, and Shift P to unparent it. So that was actually a separate problem because so now the hand will kind of stay moving with this. So now when I make the IK handle, even if it flips, see the hand at least stays with it now, and it's probably minus 180 here. Okay, so that's looking sort of normal, at least. But then there's a trick to move this. There's like this end effector thing. Where is that? Is that under here? Been a while. There's this way to move the end effector of that to the end here. Maybe it was like moving the pivot point. I can't remember. That doesn't look right. I think I have to go into the outliner and display shape nose, display. Yeah, sorry about that. Actually, it's in the outliner. I select the elbow. I'm just going to right mouse click, reveal selected, and with this kind of all opened up, I can see the effector, the end effector right here, and then in the pivot move mode, hold down D and V, and middle mouse drag that to this joint. Is that right? That should be. Oh yeah, okay, it just jumped to it now. So now that's the proper setup for that. And then let's kind of move this to the, I'll hold down V and to point snap it to this locator. Whoops, it doesn't want to jump to that. Okay. And then I think this was supposed to be parent to that, child, parent, P, and then now when I move the locator, it moves that. And so that's normal. You shouldn't have to do all that. That's sorry, that was a bit sloppy, but you deleted the IK handle, I think, and so you had to rebuild it. So you can repeat that for the other arm. Yeah, just check anything else. Okay. Yeah. Did we ever? Oh yeah, there's a little bit of kind of tugging on these boots. So what I would do is select. I'm just going to turn everything off in the pick mask and just turn on surfaces and select all of these, and then right mouse click, go to paint, skin cluster weights, and make sure that anything that is part of the left leg doesn't have anything on the right. So I'll go to my right. Oh, that is right. Yeah, so nothing on the left should be controlling that. So I'll go to left hip. I'm going to do replace with a value of 1 flood. Whoops, I'm sorry. With a value of 0, because nothing on this side should affect this side, because this is his left joint and his right leg, and I don't want the left leg to pull on the right side. So I have all these surfaces selected, and then anything on the left should be replaced with a value of 0 so it doesn't affect it. So knee, ankle, you can see small changes there, heel, ball. And so now when I move, let's turn everything back on in the pick mask. When I move this, it doesn't tug on this side anymore, and then you can just repeat it for the other side. So it's all object off, surfaces, select all these. This is his left leg. We don't want the right one affecting it. Paint right, and then replace with a value of 0 flood, and then I'll just go down all of these right leg things, heel, ball, and turn everything back on in the pick mask. And now when I move this one, it doesn't affect that leg, and when I move this one, it doesn't affect that leg. So that fixes the weight on those. Yeah, other than that, it's looking good. Okay, next up is Justin, and it's looking good. The character looks like it's working well. Just gonna kind of go through and test some stuff. Those are working, and the feet. Okay, so we've got a little bit of this tugging situation on the boots. There's some little weirdness on how that roll's working. So it seems like there's generally some weighting issues on the boots. So let's take a look at that. Let's just see if there's any other stuff going on here. Yeah, there's definitely some issues down there. Head, okay. Alright, so just want to turn off. Where's this thing? Yeah. Alright, so guess I'm gonna just turn everything off here in the pick mask, turn on surfaces, select all these surfaces, maybe not that one, right mouse click, paint, skin cluster, weights, and let's start. So the toe isn't even part of it. So what I might do at this point, wait a minute, where is your, oh god, your toe joints are deleted. It's just it's a lot of work to rebuild all that stuff. Honestly, it would take you, personally I would do it over again rather than to rebuild that whole foot control hierarchy. So somehow the toe joints got deleted out of here. There should be some toe joints here. If we open up the kind of that Pillman file, it's interesting that it got deleted from both sides. But you see it goes to ankle, and then heel, but then there's no ball and there's no toe. And to rebuild all that stuff is really too much work. If we open up the Pillman, you can see, you know, after the heel, you've got the ball and toe joints, and you've got this whole hierarchy here, and it's got this whole setup which just like does this foot roll thing and stuff, and it's just too much work to rebuild all that. Probably. We can take a look. I mean, I could try to rebuild it. See if the rest of the hierarchy is still there. Right mouse click, reveal selected, shift click on the right foot. So it's got these various pivot points. Yeah, and then there's all these IK handles to build. I don't know. I can try it. So the way this goes, interesting, there's one of the IK handles still here, but none of the IK handles are on this side, so it just looks like you accidentally deleted a bunch of stuff off the feet. I can try to do this. Toe, heel, toe pivot, toe. That's where the ball is. So I'm just going to create like a joint. And put this one where toe is, so I'll just do select that, shift select this, and do constrain point options, turn off maintain offset, apply, and then delete the constraint I just made, edit delete by type constraints, and then that way it's placed in the position of this pivot point here. So there's the pivot point and here's the joint. They're exactly on top of each other. Let's repeat that process. Skeleton, create joint, make a joint, and that'll be where the toe pivot is. So select toe pivot, shift select joint, constrain, point options, make sure maintains offset is on, add, and then edit delete by type constraints. So the constraint is just to kind of place the thing where the other pivot is. So those are in. Then I'll parent these child, parent, P, child, parent, P, create IK handles, skeleton, create IK handle, I believe it's ankle to ball, and we'll make another one, ball to toe, and then I believe that we want to parent this to the toe pivot. Isn't there a toe pivot? Oh, I'm on this one. Oh. Wait. Oh, all it has is... What happened to it? Let me go back. I thought I had more. Oh yeah, there's toe pivot, heel pivot. It's just, yeah, let me try this again. Child, parent, P, child, parent, P, and toe pivot. So, oh yeah, let's make the IK handles, skeleton. You can see why I just wanted to redo the thing, because, and then another one from here to here, and then this one gets parented to that toe pivot, P, And then this one gets parented to the... Oh, do I remember how to do this? To the heel pivot, maybe? I don't know. Can't remember. Oh yeah, that seems to be working now. Alright, and then... yeah. Oh, but those aren't bound. So now I would go back and select. So I'm going to turn everything off in the pick mask and just turn on surfaces and select all this stuff and delete history, delete by type history, and then select the joints. So start with the hip, knee, ankle, heel, ball, toe. All of the toes in slightly the wrong position for the size of these boots. And so, and then I also have those surfaces selected at the same time. Skin, bind skin, options, selected joints, bind skin. Did I delete history on those first? I can't remember. Let me just do it now. Edit, delete by type. I just undid history and then bind skin with those same options. Let's see if that's moving the foot a little better. I'll wall everything back on. This is like double. Is it parented also or something? It does indeed seem to be. So yeah, it can only be one or the other, so I'll unlock it and Shift P unparent it. And then, yeah, and then just the same with this piece. Unlock it. And then Shift P to unparent it. Or you could have deleted history and not have it. So that's working now, and then you would just have to repeat that for the other side. But as you can see, it was fairly complex to build that whole foot rig. So that's why I was saying maybe you want to step back and do this over again without having deleted the foot control. Next up is Terra. And let's see the controls. Okay. That's not right. Something's wrong with that arm. This arm seems to be working. What is going on with this one? Let me just hide the surfaces. It seems like we're missing a joint, or maybe something got unparented. Let's actually show none and show joints. And yeah, something went funny here. So I'm going to unparent this, and then child shift select. So unparent was Shift P. Then I'll select this child shift select parent P. Oops. P. And then let's show all again, and let's see if that works now. Close. But just some parenting stuff needs to be fixed. So child parent P, child parent P, child parent P. Okay. Yes. Okay, more or less. Yeah, once that starts moving around, that's okay. And you can use the, where's the elbow pull vector thing here? This will kind of point your elbow, so you can put that there to kind of have better control over the elbow. That'll point your elbow where you want it, and this will move the hand around. Okay. Then this, okay. And and these look a little weird, but that's just the nature of the model, you know. That seems to be working okay, good. And head. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I think that main thing's to fix is that one arm. Other than that, it's looking good. Actually, you said something about the middle finger. Oh no, that's bending. Was it something on this one? It seems to work. Alright, well, let me know what's going on if there's any other problems. Next up is Christopher Field, and make sure you call it customized Pillman. Make sure you're using the proper naming conventions that's mentioned in the submission instructions for the file, because you want it to have your name on it, basically. Just see how this is working. Yeah, that's moving okay. Okay, yeah, it seems like mostly it's working pretty well. With the extra heads, you can just put them in a layer like the heads, so I can just select all of these and right mouse click, add selected objects, and then hit the V for visible and just hide those so you can bring them back if you need them, but otherwise they're hidden. Yeah, other than that, looking. Next up is Anthony. First thing to note is just to make sure you use the correct file naming convention that's mentioned in the submission directions. You want to have your name included in that. And just kind of check in, see how he's working. Seems to be going okay. Looks like you've managed to accidentally delete some of the foot joints on one of the feet. And you did not bind the boot, and this foot is broken too. So that's broken enough that I did it on a previous video. I showed how to add these joints back in, so you could look at that video and follow that, although this one is broken in another more kind of novel, strange way. So I would take a step back to where you have a functioning Pillman, and oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not connected. There's stuff that's double transforming. So I might take a couple steps back and try to do this over again, because there's loads of broken stuff and you're missing joints now, and it's kind of a pain to recreate those. So it's not entirely impossible to move forward with what you have here, but I just think it'd be easier if you have a version with the clean working Pillman rake file instead. Next up is Herminia, and let's just, whoops. Why? Control. Oh, that's not the foot. That's weird that thing's down there. Anyway, okay, that's reasonably alright. Seems to be moving around okay. Things seem to be working. Alright, yeah, it seems good. Are the eyes closed, or are there not pupils on there? You might want to fix that. Yeah, other than that, this seems alright. Seems to be doing good. Might want to bind the neck instead of parenting it, just because you're getting that kind of tearing off thing. To do that, I would just go show all. Let's see our joints. Select the neck, Shift P to unparent. It is? Oh, it is already bound. It's just not being affected by enough joints. So I'll just delete history off of this. Edit, delete by type, history. Select this, shift select this. and that, and that, and that, and that, and skin, bind skin, options, selected joints, bind skin, and let's see if that is any better. Yeah, see how the neck is bending now, but it's not poking through the shirt, so that's going to work much better for you. Okay, good. Next up is Shaka, and this is looking good. Show all, okay, and let's just kind of move them around, make sure everything is working okay. Yeah, it's looking good so far. Yeah, I can't seem to find any issues with it, so good job on that. Yeah, that's all working. Nice, good work.